This is such an emotional video for me to make. I can't believe we're here. It is officially my 3-year anniversary since I had weight loss surgery. And I'm doing it. I'm keeping myself healthy. I am keeping my weight off. I have developed a new lifestyle, which you've all seen and witnessed here and on social media. And I'm still making videos because I want to share this journey with you. Our community is growing, and this is all possible because of you. Thank you for making this dream of mine a thing. Before we go further, I am too emotional. I am hot. The hair needs to go back. If you haven't subscribed here yet, what are we waiting for? It's my VSG 3-year birthday. Could this be your gift to me to subscribe? On July 18th, 2019, I had gastric sleeve or VSG surgery. I did a video on the difference between bypass and VSG, so I will leave that here up on the screen if you are interested. It's quick, it's mostly scientific, and it's about the process, but then also the recovery. What this means is that my stomach was surgically cut into the size of about a cheese stick. They remove 85% of your organ, your tummy. If you want to know why I had this surgery, that means, hello, you must be new here. The day before I actually had surgery, I did a diary confessional situation, which I thought no one would see. Turns out I was wrong, but I will leave that linked here for you. On this fateful day, I went into surgery weighing 235 pounds at a size 18-20, and I had already lost 30-ish pounds with the nutritionist and the help of the clinic over 12 to 18 months in order to make surgery easier. Today, I am answering your questions about surgery, and I am sharing all the details. We are not about gatekeeping here on this channel. Let's start with the numbers because I think those are tangible, and honestly it's what people like to compare themselves to, so let's start there. So I mentioned that I was 235 pounds, a size 18-ish, which is the size of the jeans in the thumbnail of this video. For reference, I'm approximately 5'3", so I'm not a very tall person. At my 1-year anniversary mark, which was such an exciting day, I weighed 160 pounds and I was a size 8'10". So that means I had lost 75 pounds, and I was honestly thrilled with that. I could stay an 8'10" and be happy in that forever. I was simply thrilled to be under the 200-pound mark because it seemed so far away the day that I was in the pre-op room, getting strapped down to the table. I didn't know if that day would come. I just knew that whatever was happening in the future would be better than where I currently was. I recreated the year 1 thumbnail, including the same crop top and pants. I think my curls look better. I will put the side by side here, though I am sure you've seen it. Last year, at my 2-year anniversary, I was the smallest that I have ever been. I was weighing in at 140, and I was wavering between a 4 and a 6 size-wise. I really wanted and still want to be in the 100-pound club, meaning that from the day of surgery, I would have lost 100 pounds. But last year, my weight loss stalled 5 pounds before I could get to that goal. And to be honest, I still cannot say that I am part of the 100-pound club. I'm working on it. It is not easy. Honestly, no weight loss is. But unlike 3+ years ago, I don't feel defeated by not hitting that goal yet. It's possible that I will have to change targets, and there are things that I could be doing to hit that goal faster. For example, I could be eliminating carbs, eliminating wine. In addition to my 3 runs a week, I could be doing more intense cardio on my rest days. but I'm not. I had this surgery to find a healthy life of balance, not to push myself to do things that make me less joyful. You may disagree with that, and that's okay. Today, I am weighing in around 145 and I am a size 6'8". I am mostly a medium on top. I am fairly well endowed. I always have been. I had a growing chest in the 5th grade when no one else did. And I mention this in upcoming videos where I'm gonna ask you to come shopping with me for clothes in my current size. And I talk about how after surgery, I went from having a double D chest to a B, and now I tend to be between a B and a C. So because of that, I do need a medium on top most of the time. Sometimes I size up. If it scares you that my numbers went up in year 3, don't worry, I'll explain. Typically with any type of weight loss surgery, not just the sleeve, but any type, there is a weight loss surgery low, like your floor of weight loss surgery. Typically your 2nd year is where you are going to see that, and that is the lowest weight that your body will get to because of surgery. After that, there's some stabilizing that takes place. Your portions also grow a little bit, and those become your new normal. If you've been watching any of the What I Eat in a Day videos, then you'll see that my portion size is relatively normal, and that's how it's going to stay. This is maintenance mode. I have lost around 90 pounds post-op, and it tickles me to share that number with you. My body feels happy here right now because of the workouts I'm doing. I'm feeling really strong and capable, and I know I said that last year too, but I just continue to be happy with the changes in my body, all in a good way, and that is a new-ish feeling for me. That's new as of 3 years ago. I felt that way during pregnancy, and I can't remember prior to that ever feeling that way about my body. Do you know your body's happy size? That should be a book title, Happy Size. Because I think everybody has like a happyostasis, a homeostasis where their bodies feel healthy, strong, and happy. It's time to get to your questions. I'm going to showcase them here for you as well. Thank you so much for submitting these here on Instagram. I did leave the tags in so that you can see if yours gets answered. What was your pre-op diet like leading up to surgery? So depending on your clinic or surgery site, they may recommend different things. One of the goals of the clinic that I went to was to have patients lose as much weight as possible pre-surgery so that physical surgery, like the moving around of your organs while the surgeons are in your belly, is easier. My surgery was laparoscopic, so I have 5 scars. They're small with the exception of one, which is where the camera went in, and I think I've shown those to you in my loose skin video. If I haven't, let me know in the comments and I will happily show you my scars. But the idea is that because it's not just hands in your body, which would be scary and a much harder recovery, the robotic way that they do surgery, it's easier when your organs are smaller and lighter to move. Keeping in mind that losing weight pre-surgery does not disqualify you for surgery in any way. I also, specifically, I had a fatty liver. It was the non-alcoholic kind. Apparently there are 2. One that's alcohol-based, one that isn't. So I was on a really specific diet. It was no to low fat, no carbs, no refined sugar, no alcohol, and 2 weeks out from surgery, it became 100% liquid. I often tell the clients that I get to work with that the pre-op diet phase is harder than your post-op recovery. Your recovery tends to add things over time, like you start with clear liquids, then you go to regular liquids, then it's pureed and soft. So you're like gaining things. In the pre-op phase, it just feels restrictive. If you can get through the pre-op diet and know that that is going to be perhaps the hardest part, maybe surgery will be easier for you. Regardless, your pre-op diet should be specified by your clinic or surgery site. How long until you had processed sugar post-op? Let me tell you a story. It's called dumping syndrome, and Chelsea, if you're squeamish, fast forward. You're welcome. Post-op, as you know, you are restricted portion-wise, right? Everything is super tiny, especially to start, if it's not just liquid. In the post-op full liquids stage, which is like a week after surgery, I was already so sick of water. We have a better relationship now. My sweet husband bought me an organic lemonade. And in fact, the ingredients were water, lemons, sugar. I checked the ingredients, but I didn't check the portion size of the glass. I drank about a fourth of it really slowly and immediately experienced discomfort. Dumping syndrome is due to too much sugar, too soon or too quickly post-surgery. It makes you feel nauseous, sweaty, gives you a headache. It almost feels like a panic attack, but the funnest part, yes, I said funnest, of dumping syndrome is the necessary bathroom requirement afterwards. You are going to experience an immediate release out of one end of your body. I learned my lesson. Check the portion sizes and probably cut that with water / don't drink lemonade a week to 2 weeks post-surgery. After that experience, I went immediately back to drinking plain water happily and my protein drinks. After about 8 weeks, I reintroduced small, super small portions of processed sugar back into my diet. And I kept those grams low in order to avoid dumping syndrome, which I did experience recently by having wine and ice cream too close together. So 3 years later, this still does happen. It's just a reminder that your surgery is working. Question 3 is, did you lose weight rapidly in the first few weeks, then get stuck? Does this happen, or can this happen? Yes, this can happen. This is called a weight stall. Stalls are dependent on your age, your gender, your size, your metabolism, and your diet. Oh, as well as the type of surgery that you have. I think my 2-year anniversary video was mostly about not just like the glow up of having surgery, which has been wonderful, but also the fact that my weight did stall and what you can do about it. What's scarier than the number not moving is the emotional triggers that a weight stall causes. After my first stall, which came for me at about 18 months, I remember thinking that I broke my stomach. I broke my surgery. I did something wrong so that my surgery would no longer progress in weight loss. A lot of that negative narrative around being overweight started to resurface internally. Like, my brain was telling me that it knew it wouldn't work, or that I didn't deserve to be the size that I wasn't working hard enough. The psychology of why I was stalling had nothing to do with my actions. I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, but having to work through those thoughts was really beneficial and hard. One of the modules in BARIATRIC coaching is about coming up with a plan for things like stalling so that we do not cycle. We don't get into that headspace and spiral. Part of that plan does involve tracking. So when I feel like I am stalling, or even if I am gaining, like over the winter, I did gain 2 to 3 extra pounds that now have gone, but I would go back to my plan. I need to track my protein, track my water, track my movement, because I'm really good at lying to myself about how much water have I had today and how often am I moving. Something I just want to reiterate is that we have to move past and out of the diet mindset. Controlling the calories only leads to anxiety about body size, hyper-focus, and reignites that trauma that we're working so hard to break by having this surgery and changing our lifestyles. This is one of the most fun questions of this video, and it's, what did you do about clothing the first year post-op? I feel like this logical question is often one that gets overlooked. You are likely losing rapidly in that first year, particularly the first 6 months, and it's just not financially feasible for you to buy a new wardrobe at every size, and it's likely that you are dropping sizes weekly in the beginning. During the first 6 months for me post-op, I was able to wear out of my own closet because of my diet mentality. I had clothing at so many sizes, from like 22 down to 16, 14. I also was fortunate enough to have a friend who would donate her clothing to me when I would get to a certain size. Shout out Haley Clark, thank you so much. Literally, her generosity kept me dressed. Hit up your friends who are within your size range. They may want to share with you. Additionally, I used a clothing rental service that I'm still using now. The service that I chose is called Tote. I absolutely loved it because it meant that I was getting garments of clothing on a regular basis and I could return them and then get new ones. It's like a super fun way to infuse your wardrobe. I still use it. This is a rental. This is from Tote. In 2020, it changed hands. So it was like down for a while. It used to be owned by Lord & Taylor and then they were bought out by another company. Personally, I think now they offer more variety and more sizes, which is a bonus of the new company owning it. It is $59 a month for the classic membership, and that will get you in each of your bundles 5 articles of clothing. That is still what I am using. It is the least expensive one that I've found, and I've tried a bunch of them, and I keep coming back to Tote because I think their sizing is the most accurate, and I like their clothes. There is a website and an app. I've only ever used the app. The idea is that you go into the app, and then you can favorite certain items, and those will populate if they are available in your size on your Tote first. Once you've selected your items, then they go into your Tote, you review it, and then you submit, and then you can see how long it will take to get to you. It's typically only like 2 or 3 days. Here's why I like Tote. I think there's some variety here. So if you went with the classic membership, then you're getting 5 articles of clothing. The particular box that I received this week had 3 articles of clothing and 2 accessories. These are one of the accessories, these little daisies. I thought they went really well with the daisies on the dress. But the idea is that you can wear the pieces that you receive all month long, for a whole month, and then return it by a specific date that the app will tell you, and then you get to pick something else for the next month. Or what I like to do is I like to build outfits and wear mine for a week, and then I return mine at the end of the week. So I'm getting like 15 to 20 new pieces of clothing every single month for $59. And if there's something you want to keep, you just don't send it back, and they will charge the card that's on file for the piece of clothing, but it's 50% off the retail price. So I have purchased things from Tote before as well. And yes, I was a little bit wary about a rental service at first. I was worried that the clothes were gonna be like gross, or that you would have like somebody else's makeup. Like in my head, I thought, ew, renting clothes, yuck. I have literally never once had a negative experience, and I have rented Tote for years. They come pressed, dry cleaned, super clean. The accessories come neatly provided and packaged. It's always been nothing short of an excellent experience, and I get to try like new designers. It's kind of like how much I love Every Plate for dinner because of the variety. That's how I feel about Tote for my clothes. When you're losing weight so quickly, it just can be so expensive to keep up, which is why I would recommend a rental service. I have a discount for Tote if you're interested. I'm not an affiliate. I'm not working with them. It's just because I purchase my own boxes. But if you use my code, you can get your first month for free to try. I will leave that information in the description box. How did you mentally prepare for the drastic change in lifestyle? Okay, so because it's been 3 years, I would no longer describe the change in my lifestyle as drastic. It doesn't feel that way now. Sure, immediate post-op is incredibly rigid. You're on a specific diet that's in phases, but somehow you get used to that as well because each phase lasts for a certain length of time. The clinic I went to had a psychologist, a nutritionist, and a team of nurses with workshop classes, with the entire goal being getting ready for post-op life. But honestly, it was the mindset work that I needed help with. Pre-surgery, I kind of put myself through like a mindset boot camp where I would meditate, I would do daily affirmations, I would journal, I would do yoga. I spent a considerable amount of time talking to myself about my expectations and my anxieties about post-op life. I didn't know at the time what I was doing, but this is actually called scripting. In the manifesting world, this has a name. I would literally write out who I wanted to be in 1, 5, and 10 years. I set all my goals for myself on how to be her, and then I dug in. I researched all of the mindset work that I could find in books, podcasts, here on YouTube, and with experts in the field. This is the reason why I became a bariatric coach. Weight loss surgery success is hard to do on your own. Changing your mindset is really hard to do independently. And the kicker is that it is 100% necessary in order for you to succeed long term. Your body is going to lose the weight in years 1 and 2, almost no matter what you do. And after that, it is all of your cues, your triggers, and your habits, your routines that will guide you to success. They will make or break your success with weight loss surgery. Psst. Our July coaching is this Wednesday. It's at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for 1 hour. If you are interested, I will leave a link to where to sign up in the description box below. Were you a runner pre-surgery? This question cracks me up. No ma'am. I really tried to be. I think I mentioned in a recent video that I would go through bouts and fits of running where I would download a Couch to 5K app. I would make it to a 1/4 mile. Everything hurt. I was frustrated. I never saw growth, so I would quit. I hated it. I hated every single step. And I can't say that I love running now, but I have dedicated myself to running the Falmouth Road Race, which is a global race. Like, people come from all over the world to run this race that's been in my town my whole life. And I've watched my father and my husband run this race for such a long time. And every year, I stand at the 6-mile mark. It's 7 miles long and it's a hilly course. And I say, someday I want to do this. I have said that since I was a child. So I'm training, and if you follow along on Instagram, I do have a Run With Me highlight on my profile, but I tell the truth in my stories, and you get to see the runs, what time I'm going, how long I'm going for, and you'll know that I am a super slow possum. What would be your #1 tip? Find support. Whether that's at your clinic, with your family, your friends, a therapist, or a private coach, find support. You can do this alone, but you shouldn't have to, and you won't experience the same success. It's hard. It's life-changing in such amazing ways, but that doesn't take away from the challenge. Like all big changes, there are periods of discomfort that you have to work through. Get your protein in, drink your water, move your body, find support. If you are interested in joining this week's monthly support group call, the link will be in the description box below, and I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. I can't believe we made it this far. I know this is a longer video, but I did want to answer as many questions as I could because they came from you and I love you. I hope you are having a magical week. And if you have any questions for me, leave them in the comments section and we will see you soon. I love you so much. Bye, friends.